After the district court granted a warrant for the arrest of Prime Minister Peter O'Neill in June, it was followed by two national court proceedings. These proceedings led to the Supreme Court reference number 2 and number 3, with a total of 9 questions for constitutional interpretation and application. Around the same time those references were made, the Attorney General also applied by way of a special reference to the Supreme Court for its opinion on 7 questions. After the court's interpretation of the 16 questions, a 5-man bench deliberated on each question today and handed down its interpretation. The 5-man bench, headed by Justice David Kennings, said the Commissioner can challenge the validity of the warrant of arrest, which is already a subject before the court. The court also concluded that the Commissioner has sufficient interest in the magistrate's decision to issue a warrant of arrest and to seek judicial review of that decision. The question as to whether the Commissioner has powers under Section 198 of the Constitution to direct or control a member of the police force in the discharge of their duties, Justice Kenning said the Commissioner is responsible for the Superintendent's efficient organization and control of the police force. However, to the question of whether the Police Commissioner should direct or control other members of the police force regarding the execution of warrants of arrest, the bench said the Commissioner has no power to direct his members nor to comply with court orders, including warrants of arrest. Justice David Kennings also said while the Commissioner can decide to challenge the issuance of a warrant of arrest, he has no unilateral power to withdraw the warrant and would need to make an application to the court that issued the warrant to withdraw, set aside, or dissolve it. However, he further said the Commissioner cannot in most circumstances decide not to execute a warrant, and if in doing so can be held in contempt of court. After the judgment, Chairman of Investigation Task Force Sweep, Sam Coim, had this to say.
The Supreme Court, as the guardian of the rule of law, has made a decision today. Now it's up to all parties to abide by the rule of law and abide by the court decision. The decision of the Supreme Court is binding on all parties. The genuineness will be determined by how we react to the decision today. Thank you.
While the arrest of the Prime Minister has been restrained by the courts, State lawyer Ralph Saulab sought the court's advice this morning to see if there was a possibility of extending these and other restraining orders, to which Justice Kennings refused. Ruth Rongola, National MTV News.